Hi, my name is Dreadtech and I am a brand ambassador for Darksided. I've always played games as a kid. When I was growing up, I was always playing Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. That's my most vivid memory. As you grow up, I also bought all the other consoles, Nintendo 64, PlayStation. Usually always, fighting games here and there. Street Fighter was always that game that I would always purchase. I never actually got into competitive fighting game, never actually found out about it until 2014, and it wasn't Street Fighter, it was actually Smash. So my first tournament was BAM 6. So it was a real eye-opener seeing everyone play seriously and finding out how hard the game was. From there, I started helping the community. I sat down and thought about how can I help the community? How can I be of service to the community more? And I was always good at organizing things. I was always good at managing people. I own 2 cafes, so that kind of thing is in my day-to-day process. About a month into starting to play the game after BAM 6, I started helping out. And the boys over there in the Melee crew taught me everything I know, and here we are, head tournament organizer of FGC. Being someone who was quite a busy person, I came into the FGC quite late, 2014. I was 24 at the time. Already owned 2 businesses. I had a coffee shop and a Subway store running at that time. So I was very familiar with managing people and managing rosters, organizing time. That also meant that I didn't have much time to actually practice and play games. And for someone who knew that it was important to be very stuck into the community, because at that point I absolutely loved it and I wanted to do way more. So I started running tournaments. Funny tidbit, I've actually never played a Tekken game in my entire life other than Tekken 7. The Tekken 7 on console was the very first Tekken I've ever played. As a kid, I would always play Street Fighter, and when I played Tekken, when I discovered the depth of it, it was over. I couldn't escape. It was just, my whole mind was consumed with just trying to get better at this game. Tekken for me aesthetically, it's because it bases a lot of the things that it does on actual martial arts, that's what kind of really drew me to it. Also, one little thing that I would tell everyone that asked me why I went from Melee to Tekken is I actually find Tekken to be very similar to Melee. The movement cancelling, the frame perfect moves, just the whole reliance on the being fundamentally sound in movement, making sure your movement is perfect, and being able to having such a high skill ceiling in sort of the technical aspects of the game. Tekken shares that similarity with Melee. Love the player aspect of Tekken, the adaptation, the being able to having to think really fast on the fly, and also the game just looks magnificent as well. Why go internationally? Because solely 2 reasons. I want to see how tournaments are run so I can compare and also improve my skill set in tournament running, and also 2, just to support the boys. It's all about the support. Just want to go there with my Aussie fellows and just provide them all the support that they can and help them out when they can, and also just to enjoy the event. When I go internationally, I just want to enjoy fighting games, and it's nice to leave home and not have to work, because when I'm down in Melbourne running events, there's no downtime, it's all work. So it's really nice to be able to just go out and not have to do anything and just enjoy the event. My goal of growing the FGC has never changed from day one. I hope to really push the Australian FGC to newer and greater heights every time, and that only comes with more work from myself, more support from my Darksided family, and more help from the community. For me also, I would really like to every day just get a little bit better at whatever fighting game that I am maining at. So right now I just want to get that little bit better at Tekken, and it's a hard one because everyone's been playing Tekken for almost 10 years. Some probably even more than 10 years. So, I've got a little bit of a gap to cover, but we'll get there.